Hey, good evening, everyone. This is The Cheese, coming to you live from the third floor at some apartment building in the Midwest of the United States. I hope you're all having a good time. This is my first broadcast live only on YouTube. I decided to give it a shot instead of streaming on Twitch like I normally do. But we'll see how it goes. So far, everything looks to be technically okay. We'll just have to wait and see. I'll play like I normally do, and I'll talk like I normally do, and we'll see how it goes. I do have the YouTube chat up. I'll try to keep up on it. Sometimes I'll miss what you're saying, but we'll try to get everything we can. What we're going to do today, since we got the new Lordaeron scenario, we're going to play it. And I don't know which character I'm going to go with first. I think I'm going to go with my hunter. From the Alliance side first. We'll do both the Alliance and the Horde side, and we'll do as many characters as I can. And if you get bored with it, well then don't watch it. Just listen to me talk about absolutely nothing. What I'm probably going to do is, if this works out well, I'll probably stream twice a week on YouTube only, and the other times I will stream on Twitch. So just to let you know. Okay, so we've got the quest.
The time has come for us to claim what is rightfully ours. The final push to retake Lordaeron Keep commences at dawn. The Horde and their war chief must answer for their crimes.
Okay. So we'll head over to Stormwind Harbor and talk with Shaw, just like I think hundreds of other players are doing tonight, if not thousands of other players are doing tonight. I think I'm going to switch pets too. I think we don't need a tank for this. So we want to make sure we look good. Let's see. Clear butt. And we'll get clear. We'll take Snotty. My green cat. We'll use him for the scenario for the Alliance, since there's probably going to be a lot of green in this scenario, if you know anything about World of Warcraft at its current level and what the Horde does. So maybe he'll just blend in. I did play both of these earlier today just because of Curiosity Kills the Cat. And I wanted to see how long they took. That was the main thing, is to see how long.
Look to the I appreciate that you were ordered in so quickly, champion. You will ship out with the 3rd Fleet. Speak to Captain Angelica when you are ready to embark.
Greetings.
Oh, good. They got the skip-in mechanic already. That's good.
Honor, friend.
Since I've got 15 characters to do, I'll probably do some of these with the skip mechanic in there, so I don't have to do the whole darn thing. There is no real reward for this, like there was for the first parts with the mount. This is just the satisfaction that you did it, because everyone gets to do this. The burning of Teldrassil, if you don't do it this week, you will never be able to do it again because it goes away. So, but this will always be, and this is like the intro to the expansion anyway. But if you don't do the burning of Teldrassil this week to get the mount, you're done, because it goes away, whether you like it or not. And you don't need to do it on multiple characters if you don't want to. You can skip through it, because it does. One mount is good for both Horde and Alliance. It just switches when you are on a different faction, that's all. And it's not per character, it's per account. So you only need the mount once.
Brothers and sisters of the Alliance, hear me.
The Horde's cowardly attack on Teldrassil brought war upon us and made clear what is truly at stake. Their war chief's goal was not to capture a single city, but to destroy our way of life and snuff out hope for generations to come. To secure our future, the Banshee Queen must answer for her crimes. Her dark reign ends today. Together, we will drive her evil from this land and raise our banners above Lordaeron once more. Stand as one for the Alliance!
To the night.
For the Alliance. How was that cheer?
Fall in and form ranks.
I won't necessarily talk too much when
Anduin is leading the assault. Push past the reserves and secure the battlefield.
they're trying to talk in game, so at least you hear it.
Smoke is so thick.
Ugh. So I just want to let you know.
Goblins must be stopped. Focus on the shredder.
By the way, if you want to know, I am playing Beastmaster as a hunter spec. So just so you know, I don't know if that matters to any of you people. I don't think. I'm trying to remember whether I actually died.
We're overrun. I can't keep them alive much longer.
Yes, you can. You did it last time. But yeah, it's a little bit different between the factions. The cutscenes are obviously different. They're similar in a lot of ways, but there are some differences. But it's really, you know, if you die, you're really dumb. It's just that simple. If you die, you are a really bad player. My pet was out doing something else. Playing with other hordes.
All units to the gates. Victory for the Alliance.
Yeah, they say the gates, but it's really in the middle of the courtyard.
The walls of Lordaeron will soon come crashing down around you.
You have no idea what you're up against, Lord King. We've only just begun.
I've never seen anything like it.
Anything made can be broken. Ken, follow me.
One thing I've noticed that since the 8.0 update and the changes, I chew through focus on this hunter a lot quicker than I did before. It's a lot more difficult to keep focus up. But you know,
Enough meddling. The cowards! The cowards!
what are you gonna do? It's the way the game is these days. At least we don't have to worry about something like mana like we did back in vanilla mana. Focus is no different, except it's a regenerative deal. Nothing more. If you don't know, this is the blight that was created, that was used at the Wrathgate by Apothecary Putris back in the Wrath of the Lich King.
It's killing our own troops.
And you would think that maybe she would be compared to the Lich King itself for raising troops. Definitely a possibility.
He's raising their bodies. Must evacuate the wounded.
The blight is too dangerous, my king. We cannot afford to.
The Alliance leaves no soldier behind. Not this time.
Yeah, they will send that blight at us too. Like right here, see? And we'll actually lose health. Yeah, the more we heal, the quicker this thing gets over. But if you don't get out of the blight, you will die.
My king, our siege towers are lost. Our numbers are waning.
Father, help me. I need your guidance. I need...
The blight has broken our ranks!
Our assault has been for nothing.
In comes the cavalry on a ship. And who said ships couldn't fly?
Jaina.
Alliance! Forward!
Cool thing about this,
China! The wall!
if you don't notice, if you watch the Night Elves, they have the original cinematic from the very first WoW cinematic uniform and armor.
We end this now.
If you didn't see it, take a look back. You will notice that like I said, the armor that the Night Elves have, both the male and the female, are the classic
You are sorely needed.
armor from the original Warcraft cinematic.
The Horde will pay for its these walls won't hold for long.
Interesting.
Not linger here.
Sound advice. Sylvanas didn't have much time to prepare for this attack. We cannot afford to underestimate her. Everyone, fall into position. We strike on my command. Again, I need you to cover our backs. It's too risky to funnel everyone through the side of the keep all at once. There will certainly be traps.
Agreed. I'll guard the rear flank.
Let's move.
Jaina, block the exits. Don't let them call for reinforcements.
Yay! Go twirling up in the air. We do this back and forth until everyone's dead and that dude has died and there. And he'll run back 1 or 2 times just to make it fun. And he'll throw things at us and make us spin in the air. This should be the last. There.
Excellent work, everyone. Let's keep moving.
I'm ready.
It is you who is outnumbered now.
That army is enormous. Give the word and I will teleport us to safety.
If we turn tail now, we just become prey. No. We will fight and die.
We will fight
for what we believe in.
and
Your
die.
time is up, King Anduin. Victory for the Forsaken!
Alliance, hold your ground!
Let us even the odds, King Ray.
Illyria, thank the light you've made it.
I am known for my timing, Your Majesty. Makator, are you ready for battle?
Indubitably! I brought some extra machines for backup. Feel free to give them a spin.
Jaina, Gen, help me with Blightcaller and Lordaeron. Illyria, take the rest of our troops and focus on routing the enemy army.
As you wish. Champions, with me!
My machines are at your command.
Oh, the excitement.
Look who joins the fray. Good. I was hoping you'd keep this interesting.
I assure you, Blightcaller, the pleasure is all mine.
Gotta love it. Gotta love it. These guns don't do a whole heck of a lot, but they are fun. I mean, I don't know how long it would take me to kill this alone, but it sure would take a while. See, when you get a bunch of them in there, it's not too bad. It's when you've got one-on-one that these bug machines that the Gnomies built just don't have it, you know? But they're kind of cool. They're kind of cool. Kill him! Kill him! Kill them all! See? It just takes forever for one of these to kill one. But get a couple of them in there and it does amazing things. There we go.
No, they must not escape.
Dun dun dun!
The Horde is falling back again? What is their strategy here?
That accursed blight blocks our path. Our forces can't follow her.
We can't let the war chief escape. Capturing her is the only way to win this war.
Understood. We will not let you go alone.
Mekator, can your flying machines get us past this blight?
I don't have many of them, but the ones I do are at your disposal.
So be it. Champions, with me, Mekator. Backtrack through the keep with the rest of our forces and station them at Brill. Be ready to strike on my command.
You got it.
It's nice to see the gnomes get a little love.
Stand aside, Saurfang. This war is not yours to bear alone. There is no honor in killing you.
Your father was a man of honor, boy. You know nothing of the sort. You never stand down. I eat, sleep, and die by the sword. What price have you paid for your people?
My father gave everything for the Alliance. The question is, are you willing to do the same for the Horde?
My life for the Horde!
And we randomly kill him for absolutely no reason at all, just because he's a character. But what the heck, right? He's got all these incredible abilities.
Alliance, hold!
No. I demand an honorable death.
There I am.
My father once said, the Varrock Saurfang embody the honor of the Horde. He admired you for that. And so do I. Listen to me. There is no honor in this.
That is not for an alliance king to decide.
At this moment, it is. Take him to the stockades. When I return, we will speak of honor, how it may yet be reclaimed.
If
Ooh, isn't the drama just unbelievable?
We've done it. Sylvanas will finally answer for her crimes. Champions, to my side.
They always say that. To my side. Clip scene. If anyone played Warcraft 3, the parallels are amazing. Think of Arthas' return.
Look at you. The boy's playing soldier.
Our king just routed your army.
Muzzle your dog, your majesty.
Sylvanas Windrunner, you have led the Horde to a place without honor. Lordaeron is ours. It's over.
Your father would be so proud. Is that his? You've gotten it all bloody.
Only one of us wanted this war.
You call for peace when it suits you, little lion. But you're quick enough to kill.
I should have killed you when last we met.
How rude, sister. You're a guest in my home.
Your home? You desecrate that throne with your filth! Enough!
You put the torch to Teldrassil. But I failed those who burned. I will not make that mistake again. Surrender. Or die.
That's her sister, Ilaria.
Nothing.
Wow. By the way, that was Ilaria, her sister, one of her sisters. And Gen Greymane, who is the king of Gilneas. And of course, Jaina Proudmoore. And that's it.
Soldier, by the might of the Alliance.
That's it. We can all go sleep home knowing that Lordaeron is now just a pile of green gook that'll kill everything and anything. And we've done absolutely nothing. Except make a mess. Oh, geez. Oh, well. What can you say? And supposedly there were all kinds of refugees sitting around here, and I don't see them anywhere. I mean, Blizzard put up a couple of their storybooks, novellas they call them, that were included in the collector's edition. They put them online for free to read, and they came out today. And they talked about all the refugees from Teldrassil and Darnassus coming to Stormwind. Looks like we had a drop screen there, and we disconnected for a bit. That I'm sorry. Hopefully we are reconnected again. Don't know what went wrong. Anyway, it's time to do a Horde version, and we will do our Horde Druid. Looking at the stream health,
It is not ready yet.
Champions,
it looked
the
good.
hour is at hand. the Alliance shall fall upon our blades as they desperately grasp at our prized Lordaeron keep. Report to High Overlord Sarfang. Teach them the price of their folly. For the Horde!
For the Horde! Okay. Gotta go back to Ogremar. I wonder if my stream went kapooey. Somebody messing around with my internet connection? I don't know. Oh, come on. Oh, wrong key. It would help if I took the right key. I gotta remember I'm a druid. I have key binding set up for it. Most of my other characters, I have a button on my mouse that I push to get my mount. But on the druid, because I got different forms, I've got key bindings instead of the amount. Or instead of the button. The button only goes into cat form on prowl. But I have a key that puts me in my flight form, which is the hawk. And I, most of the time, forget it. I forget that I do it. Pretty sad, pretty sad. Okay. It's amazing how quick Sorafang gets from one place to the other.
Speak quickly and speak the truth.
Staff. I get all of them anyway. Doesn't really matter.
Do not grow old, if you can help it.
I am forsaken.
Okay, well, we'll do the Horde scenario. And then after this, we're just not even going to worry about doing the scenario because we've done it before. Yeah, YouTube just kicked me off for some reason. I don't know why. It wasn't fair. They didn't like me. It might be the fact that I am pushing a high bit rate. I may have to step it back.
Soldiers of the Horde, the time our enemies strike against the Undercity and seek to claim Lordaeron for their own. The Undercity is no longer safe for civilians. The war rages above, and dozens of spies have infiltrated our walls. We have herded the cowards to the Mage District and have secured the rest of the city.
Oh, look at all these quests I gotta get rid of by next week. Okay, now we gotta kill the spies here in Undercity.
Target. I do not have a target.
I do not have a target.
Target something first.
Gotta get out of the hole.
I require a target.
To the heart.
More spies! We have them cornered.
We've been compromised! I got the intel. We just gotta make it out of here with it.
Plan B it is then.
Druids of the Claw! Attack!
Find them!
They be dead. They all be dead. Yeah, I think I'm running a little bit hot on YouTube. And I don't know if they really care for that. I might have to stop the stream here and do a restart to tone down the bit rate.
I need to target something first.
I don't think they like it. I'll do it in a little. I'll do it after the scenario.
They sprang from the shadows. They're everywhere.
Yeah, see, we're starting to hit. I'm bouncing all over the place.
I do not have a target.
I didn't have this problem on Twitch, but then when I was streaming on Twitch and sending the restream to YouTube, it was being sent at a much lower bit rate, and I'm pushing what I would consider the top end with it. So yeah, I might just stop the stream here when this is done.
No time to waste. Open a portal to the keep, and we will report to the war chief.
Yeah, maybe YouTube.
Yes, war chief.
YouTube's not as forgiving.
Time to finish this once and for all. Sarfang, rally your troops. I will prepare the Azerite machine.
Champions, your war chief commands you. It is time to take arms against the Alliance. Their numbers are strong, but we are stronger. We are the Horde. We crush those who would bring us harm. Lordaeron! I do not have a target.
It's over,
I
Sylvanas!
require a target.
The walls of Lordaeron will soon come crashing down around you!
You have no idea what you're up against, boy king. We've only just begun.
Boom, boom, boom! It's like a mash ball.
Never seen anything like it! Anything made can be broken. Get, follow me!
Advance!
Forget the army. We can deal with them later. Blast the siege towers.
You know, it'd been really nice if this was actually Horde against the Alliance, as it should have been. Could have queued it all up. It'd have been great. There's some great PvP action.
Ladies and gentlemen, rev those engines! Attack!
I require... I need to target something first. I must get closer.
There we go. If that was an Azrite weapon, it wasn't very good.
Let it rain down upon their armies.
There must be another way, Chief.
This is no time for sentiment, High Lord. War demands that we take a more direct approach.
It's killing her own troops.
Kind of Arthas-like, you know?
I am forsaken.
You're feeling sassy? You can grab one of these backpacks and get to work!
Soldiers of the Horde! Your brothers and sisters lie wounded on the battlefield. There is no honor in this victory if we abandon our own.
Slay them all, champions! Mark my words. King Anduin and his army did not come here for their amusement. They mean to destroy us. Show them no mercy, for they would show you none in return.
Maintain your honor, heroes. Look not harsh.
Isn't it great? We get to just puke them all. Not what I would call a fair battle, but who gives a crap, right? Oh, here we go. Next scene.
The Blight has broken our ranks!
Our assault has been for nothing.
What now?
The thing I don't understand is she can do this once. She should be able to do it again, so why didn't she do it when they were in the courtyard? Keep.
We end this now.
Sounds like his father.
Everyone, move! Cut them off with the reserves. Do not let them pass. Sarfang, where did you go?
Leave it to me, Dark Lady. I will lead the reserves in the assault. The Alliance will go no further. I swear it.
Meet with Lordaeron. Quickly. Do not fail me, Nathanos.
I obey, my queen. Heroes, follow me.
Follow me. He has that Snagglepuss kind of attitude in his voice. Follow me. Exit. Stage left.
Gather the catapults and every apothecary you can find. Send them to the keep at once.
Yes, Blightcall. But where is Sourfang?
There is no time. We have precious moments before we lose our terrain advantage. The choke point we create will funnel them through the side of the keep and thin their ranks. With us out in the open, we will outnumber them 10 to 1.
Understood. I will meet you as soon as I can.
No. Lordaeron and I will handle the interlopers. I can't risk leaving the war chief unguarded. You are not to leave her side.
How long are you expecting to hold them off? What is the war chief's strategy?
It is better if she tells you herself. Now go! Champions, with me! We rally in the keep. Your war chief commands it.
I'm beginning to hate that Nathanos dude. He kind of pisses me off.
Lordaeron, command our rangers from the flank. Position them on the rooftops.
With pleasure, Blightcall.
Light throwers, you are our front line. You will create a swath of light between us and the enemy. Soldiers, fall into position. The Alliance approaches. It is you.
Someone decided to be on the other side.
That army is enormous. Give the word and I will teleport us to safety.
If we turn tail now, we just become prey. No. We will fight and die if we must for what we believe in.
Your time is up, King Anduin. Victory for the Forsaken!
Alliance, hold your ground!
Let us even the odds.
King Ray.
Valyria, thank the light you've made it.
I am known for my timing, Your Majesty. Makator, are you ready for battle?
Indubitably! I brought some extra machines for backup. Feel free to give them a spin.
Jaina, Gen, help me with Blightcaller and Lordaeron. Valyria, take the rest of our troops and focus on routing the enemy army.
As you wish. Champions, with me!
My machines are at your command!
Look who joins the fray. Good. I was hoping you'd keep this interesting.
I assure you, Blightcaller, the pleasure is all mine.
The Void Elves. Those traitors must be dealt with. Their assault will soon falter. Remain steadfast.
Oh, I didn't get to kill him.
Hey, pull them back!
No, they must not escape.
Everyone, follow Nathanos to the courtyard. I will block the Alliance from behind. Keep moving!
She just blows up all the containers along the way, that's all.
We're almost there. Make haste, heroes. So good of you to finally show up, High Overlord.
I had to see it for myself. Was this your plan all along? Is this how you meant to achieve victory? This honorless travesty?
Honor means nothing to a corpse, Sarfang. You have the luxury of underestimating death. But it is something with which I am intimately familiar. Maybe you don't care if your people die so long as it's honorable, but to me, this horde is worth saving. Anyone who disagrees does not deserve to stand among us. So die your warrior's death, High Overlord Sarfang. It means little. Perhaps I will raise your broken body to serve me once more. Or perhaps you will have a chance to say hello to your son. Champions, with me, you are invited to bear witness to the grand finale.
Gee, where did we see this before?
You abandoned Sauerfang to die out there!
It is the death he wanted. If that troubles you, you're free to join him. Or you can tend to the living. The choice is yours.
For the Horde.
You know what must be done. Go, my champion.
So you're gonna kill him? I doubt it.
Look at you. The boy's playing soldier.
Our king just routed your army!
Muzzle your dog, Your Majesty.
Sylvanas Windrunner, you have led the Horde to a place without honor. Lordaeron is ours. It's over.
Your father would be so proud. Is that his? You've gotten it all bloody.
Only one of us wanted this war.
You call for peace when it suits you, little lion. But you're quick enough to kill.
I should have killed you when last we met.
How rude, sister. You're a guest in my home.
Your home? You desecrate that throne with your filth! Enough!
You put the torch to Teldrassil. But I failed those who burned. I will not make that mistake again. Surrender. Or die.
You've won nothing.
A little kind of grin at the end there, about ready to get you. See, what was supposed to happen was we were supposed to get this bat as a mount after this scenario for the Horde. But Blizzard, in their infinite wisdom, realized that if the Alliance got a mount a week before, it wouldn't have been fair. It would have been considered favoritism. So they immediately gave everyone a mount. So anyway, that is both sides of the scenario. Good, bad, or ugly, that's it. Until next Tuesday. And next Tuesday, by the way, I will stream on Twitch, probably, with a restream to YouTube. So you can catch me here on YouTube, or you can catch me on Twitch, and we'll just do the launch of the expansion, just like thousands of other people around the world. Well, first it'll be in America and South America. Well, actually, it's going to be all at one time. So it's going to be millions of people around the world are going to be doing it probably all at the same time. So catch me Tuesday. Here it will be 5 p.m. local time. That is -5 Greenwich time or 0 time. So figure it yourself, man, wherever you're located. Figure it yourself. But it'll be 5 p.m. here, and I will be playing as long as I can stand playing. I'm not the young chicken anymore that used to be able to stay up for 24 to 36 hours and play straight. I may make 8, maybe a little bit more, but I am definitely not going to go for 24 hours. I'll leave that to the idiots. Yeah, I'm an old fart. Anyway, I'm going to stop the stream here just quickly and restart it because I made a change in the settings, so hopefully YouTube doesn't get too pissed off at me. So I'll be right back. Okay, I am back. I hope that didn't take too terribly long. I know it was a slight interruption. But anyway, we cut down the bit rate from 6,000 down to 4,000. I think it was 4,000. Maybe to make YouTube happy. I don't know. Anyway, let's continue on here. Let's pick a warrior. And we'll just go through them. In the meantime, we'll talk about a couple of things. Number one, at the end of the Horde scenario, was Nathanos told to go kill Bane?
Champions of the Alliance, the time has come for us to claim what is rightfully ours. The final push to retake Lordaeron Keep commences at dawn. The Horde and their war chief must answer for their crimes.
Or was there something else? Was there something else going on? Let's see. Armies of Legion fall. That's this one. And if he was supposed to kill him, why didn't he? Why was he still alive? I don't know. It's a tough question to ask and get an answer for. I should check the dailies. I checked earlier this morning and there wasn't anything worth having. I think I've pretty much run the course on doing these to get gear. Okay. What's going to happen next? Where are they going to fight next? You know, she made Anduin look like a fool, but then again, he is a fool because he's just a young man. He has no experience. He doesn't have the knowledge and you know, experience to have seen something like this coming. Of course, whether his father would have known is another thing also. We don't know about that. But it showed his vulnerability. It showed her cunningness, and it showed Anduin's inexperience and faults. I'm going to call him faults for now because just because he's young doesn't mean he's bad or inexperienced. He just didn't catch on. It's kind of like he's a step behind, and he's got to figure out how to change that.
What needs done? Sleep with one eye. I appreciate that you reported in so quickly, champion.
We're gonna
We'll
skip
ship out
this.
with the Third Fleet.
Safe
Speak
travels.
to Captain Angelica when you are ready to embark.
Boy, when they say skip it, they mean skip it. It's all done. I don't have to go through all that anymore. I can just get this done on every character really quick.
The Horde will fall.
Nice. Nice. I don't have to do anything. I just have to come and turn in the quest, accept the quest, and say, I've seen this all before. And we have. Well, that's really nice. And I'd spent some gold today. Oh gosh, yes, I spent some gold. I spent 200,000 gold. Well, 195,000 gold. I made a mistake in not buying a trinket or a token when it was down to about 183,000. Today it was up to 194. And I'm scared to go see what it is now. It might be, if it's lower, I'll bite my tongue, but you know, it's 191, so I could have saved 3,000 gold. But yeah, it had gone up significantly in the past few days, and I'm not surprised, to be honest with you. I should have been smart and bought it sooner, but I didn't. Hey, if you want to know what kind of equipment I use, and a lot of people like to know, I'm going to run through the list of my stuff. First off, my gaming computer, the computer that I'm playing
Champions, the hour is at hand.
the game. It is a Alienware X51 Revision 2. It is about 3.5 years old. It runs an i5 4th gen processor, and the video card on it is a GTX 750 Ti, so it's an old one, but it still runs World of Warcraft pretty good. In fact, I should take a look and see. It's at 7, which isn't bad. It's not bad. That's where it automatically sets at. So that's what I play on, and I have it hooked via DVI interface from the video card to a Dell 2913W widescreen. Well, this is a Dell 2917W widescreen 2650 by 1080 monitor. And that gives me my beautiful widescreen output. As you can see on my stream, I've got that nice black bar on the bottom, but that's okay. I like the widescreen. It's an excellent output for playing game, and World of Warcraft seems to do a good job of supporting it. We're just changing my screen here. Hooked to that computer, I also have, well, internally there's a 2 gig hard drive. I don't have an SSD in it. I'm not running WoW off an SSD. I'm running it off a regular hard drive. It's a 7200 RPM hard drive. I also have an external 2 gigabyte hard drive connected to it.
We are the true might of Kalimdor.
And hooked to that, my peripherals, I have, and I'm going to hold this thing up because this is a relic of the past. This is a relic. And you can see it's pretty worn out. This is the original SteelSeries World of Warcraft mouse from 2010, 2009. I don't know, it's my 3rd one. I've gone through 3 of them.
I'm listening.
I like it. I gotta find another one because I'm afraid this one's gonna wear out. But this mouse, look again, let me put it up here. If you look at it, it's got this side and this side. They're symmetrical. Perfect for your thumb and for your pinky. And it's a big mouse, and I'm someone who does a palm grip. I don't do a fingertip grip on my mouse. So I just lay my whole hand over it and use it that way. And so it's a big mouse, and it provides those nice, comfortable rests on both the thumb and the pinky. A lot of mice these days only have a good place for the thumb or the pinky. This one has both, and that is incredibly nice to have. Now, it has a multitude of buttons on it, but they don't work because the software doesn't work with the game anymore, and it's just it just doesn't work. The only buttons I use that work besides the two main buttons are on the left. There's, I'll bring it up here. If you can see, these are these two buttons right here. This one and this one. That's button 4 and 5, and those I can use in game. I can map to them. The 4 position mouse doesn't work. I suppose I could get it to work if I wanted to map something to it externally. But those are the only buttons that I use in game. That's it. Nothing more. It's a great mouse. Like I said, it's comfortable. I've been using these things ever since they came out. I bought the first one. I know I bought it at Best Buy, $99. I even had to send it in for a warranty repair. They sent it back. So that was my second one. And this is my third one I bought. It's a refurb. I bought for $50 and I bought it about, I don't know, 3 years ago. I don't know. My other one just finally died. So the laser, I think, went out. So that's what I use for the mouse. I have a Logitech G13 gamepad that I don't use a lot. I'm tempted to take it and move it to another computer and use it. But I use it occasionally. If you look on my, let me log in here. You'll see on screen.
Champions of the Alliance.
Shut up, Anduin. Over here, down here on the screen, if you can see the highlights, because you can't see the mouse pointer, I have the layout exactly as the G13 is. I don't see, it's kind of empty. But if you look next to it, I've got 6 rows of 3 or 18 keys, and they match perfectly to my keyboard. My keyboard is a Corsair G95, an old G95, the one with the 18 keys, and not the RGB one either, just the G95. I bought it refurbed. I buy a lot of refurbs because I like them. Now, my history with keyboards, I started out when the Logitech original G15 came out, and they were the first ones to have those 18 keys along the left hand side for macros, and I used that for years until it finally wouldn't register the top 3 keys anymore. So I went searching for a new one. I tried the latest Logitech, didn't work well at all. Then Corsair came out with peripherals, and they came out with the K90. Now the K90 is different from the K95, as the K95, all the keys are mechanical. On the original K90, the function keys along the left side were not mechanical. They were membrane. And needless to say, I beat on those keys, and those membrane keys finally wore out after about 3 years. So I had to buy me a 95. Now, at the time, the current 95 was the 95 RGB, and it was going for like $200. And there's no way on God's earth I was going to pay $200 for a frickin' keyboard, at least at that time. So I went on eBay.
I thought I saw you glance in my direction,
and I found
the job's not
a refurb 95.
You will ship out with the third fleet.
So I bought it, and I'm using it. Now, I'm afraid it's going to break because their latest K95 is called the Platinum.
We are the sons and daughters.
And they only have 6 keys on the left-hand side. Only 6. They've basically destroyed the layout. So I'd like to get another 95 or 95 RGB for a replacement, but I don't know where. I will find one, and if I find one, whether it be even worth, affordable to buy. But yeah, I could use one. So those are my peripherals that are hooked off of that. Now, I have a second computer. that I just got, long story, I just got this 2 months ago, the Dell G17. And it's got the 4K display with the i9 Intel processor in it. So it's the top of the line. And I bought it because I didn't want it to die. I also bought a 4-year professional warranty with it. So they got to fix this thing for 4 years. And the reason I did that is because my previous laptop is an Asus GL752 VW. It's a widescreen 6th generation i7 with a 1080 or 1092 by 1080 screen. Problem is, it crashed, and I could not get it to load Windows. But I did get the help of someone in New York who helped me out and got me a Windows image that actually loaded. But I thought that computer, that Asus computer, was dead. Asus wouldn't even fix it. They refused to fix it, even out of warranty. I was willing to pay money to get it fixed. They wouldn't fix it. Obviously, they don't have parts anymore. So beware of Asus. Once their product's out of warranty, they don't have parts anymore. They're just a cheap manufacturer. So anyway, that's why I got this Dell G17. And I tried to future-proof it as much as possible by getting a 4K screen for the internal and the i9 processor. 16 gigs of RAM, 128 SSD, and a 1 terabyte hard drive. Not the best storage options, but I got other options for storage that I didn't think I needed it. Hooked to that, speaking of storage options, I have a Western Digital 3 terabyte hard drive. So I got a 2 terabyte plus a 2 terabyte on my Dell, or my Alienware. On my Dell, I have a 1 terabyte and a 3 terabyte. Plus, I have a Samsung 512 gigabyte SSD external hooked to it. So I've got a fast drive there, and I'm thinking I'm going to be moving that over to my Alienware, and I'm going to be running my games off of that. But it's going to take a little time to transfer everything, and I just haven't done it. But I do have that. I also have hooked up to it a nice 10-port USB hub. Got a lot of things to hook in, because my SSD and my 3 terabyte hard drive take up 2 USBs. My display, again, is another story. My display on this one is an older Dell 2913W. And the reason I'm using that is because I had thought that was dead. And that's why I bought the 2917W this past year. Come to find out, the power socket in this monitor is loose. And I jammed a piece of heavy paper in there to hold it until I can find the time to take it apart and fix the socket. And I think it's not solder joint loose. I think it's just physically loose. But anyway, one way or the other, it's got to get fixed. But it does work. So I have 2 widescreens, 29-inch widescreens, and I love it. It looks great. Anyway, I have that hooked to this Dell G17 with via DisplayPort on the G17. The G17 has a Thunderbolt 3. Now I could get a 4K monitor if I had the money, but I don't have the money, so I don't have it. I'm just not going to run it. Again, hooked to it, I have an Elgato Stream Deck. And a Stream Deck is basically a macro thing. I don't know if I can get this in front of the camera. There it is. It has 5x3 set of macro buttons. And I can use those with my stream to change screens. For example, I'm on my live screen. But I can hit one button and go right to the Be Right Back screen. I can hit another one and go to the Goodbye screen. Or the It's Beginning Soon screen. Or my anime radio station website. I can also have a button to start and stop the stream, to start and stop recording it if I want to record it locally. I have a button that will mute my microphone instantly if I want to. It will mute everything. So I haven't used the full power of that, but it is really nice to have. I'm glad I I bought it. I got it when it was on heavy sale, $50 off, so it was worth it. What else do I have? I do have a keyboard hooked up to this G7 external one just in case I need to use it, because a lot of times when I want to type something on it, I have to turn and type. And it's not the greatest because the laptop is sitting on a stand. And I suppose I could pull that closer to me, but I got enough things. I got enough things sitting right next to me. Okay, Stormwind. So, we've got the laptop. We've got the USB hub. We got the 3 terabyte hard drive. We got the 512 gigabyte SSD, the Stream Deck, the monitor. I have a Logitech 922 cam. Gives me a pretty good picture. I'm happy with it. I don't know if anyone else is, but I'm happy with the way it looks. Controls a little wonky and doesn't give me a lot of granularity in terms of controls, but hey, it works, you know. It's better than having a webcam from the laptop that does potato images. Anyway, the last thing I have hooked to that is my Behringer Xenix Q802 USB mixer board. It's a cheap budget mixer. I have my microphone hooked into it. I have a tablet, an Amazon Fire tablet hooked into it. I have my headphones hooked into it, and it goes USB to the computer. Oh yeah, and I also have my Dell gaming PC hooked to it.
We fight in the shadows. Look to the
so it does all my sound and everything, all my inputs. The reason I have a tablet hooked to it, because if I take a Skype call, I think I'd rather take it on a tablet, you know. If I have someone who wants to join me in chat, I could do it right on the tablet instead of trying to rig the computer up for it. Just make things a little bit nicer, I think. Nothing more. The only thing the mixer does is it sends all the sound from anything that I have put into it to the computer, to my G17, so then I can use OBS Studio to broadcast to YouTube or to Twitch or Mixer or whatever I want to send it to. So that's my setup. I have a few other little things like a wide mouse pad, and I've got a camera holder, and you know, silly things like that. And my headphones are Audio-Technica ATH40 FS. They're a couple years old, but oh yeah, my lights. I have 2 big lights that are on either side of me that send diffused white light my way, so I don't look so dark. I am facing outside, but it is evening time most of the time that I play, so it doesn't really matter. But they light up everything really nice. I think it does a fine job. My microphone is a CAD GXL 2200. It's about 4 years old. It's an XLR condenser mic with a cardioid. Cardioid is where everything comes from the front and the sides, and stuff on the back isn't necessarily heard as well. So
Champions of the Alliance, the time has come.
I have a nice brand new red shock mount for it, and I have a Samtron microphone arm, and I like the Samtron because it's very stable and sturdy. It's not cheap. I could have bought a $15 one, or I could have bought this one, which was $50. I went with $50. So that's pretty much everything I've got. By the way, my Asus laptop does work. It's not in my mix here. It's part of everything, but it's not used in my streaming. It's used for when I'm sitting in my comfy chair just watching YouTube videos or stream videos on Twitch. So I'm happy with everything I've got. Would I like some upgrades? Obviously I'd like to get one new monitor. I would like to get a new mixer board. I would like to get a headset mic. I would like to get another SSD. But all that stuff costs money. And that kind of money is things I don't have right now. So.
I thought I saw you glance in my direction.
So I live with what I've got, you know. We all live with what we got.
Champion. You will ship out with the Third Fleet. Speak to Captain Angelica when you are ready to embark.
So I've got a really as a what I call beginner streamer, someone who doesn't do it, hadn't done it before, and hasn't been doing it a long time. I've got a pretty nice setup, and I really like it. I've tried really hard to make the sound of my mic pretty good, and I hope it is. If it isn't, just let me know. I've listened to myself on recordings of my streams, and I think it sounds okay. My first ones didn't, because I was still using a little USB microphone, but once I got my mixer and everything set up, I was happy, and I was able to finagle my settings on my mixer for my EQ, my condenser, and my gain, and then in my streaming software I was able to change the settings in there, because I have an air conditioner in this apartment. I'm in an apartment, not in a home. I don't live in mom's basement. I'm an old fart. Okay, my mother lives in the same building, but let's be on the point. But I have an air conditioner in this room, and that air conditioner is really loud. And I don't think you can hear it. If you can hear it, it's pretty low. But it's loud. And I had to do a lot of things. Get technical. I do some audio things to get that background sound minimized, or
Champions of the Alliance,
you know, or removed. So it took me a little while. I think it took me about two or three times streaming to get it to where I was happy, and I think I'm kind of happy with it right now, with the equipment I have. Like I said, one thing about having a mixer board that hooks up USB to your computer, or anything that's USB, if you have a USB microphone like a Blue Yeti or something like that, you're going to get a hum. You're going to get a USB hum. And you have to do something to get rid of that. Because I've got a USB mixer board, it has a hum. In fact, if I turn this up, you can hear the hum in the background, and you can also hear the air conditioner really well. So it's all a balancing act. You know, if I had a place where I could set up a professional in-home studio, I wouldn't have to worry about that kind of stuff. But I'm just streaming games, and what I've got is like far beyond what I need for streaming games. Heck, a lot of people use their laptop with a webcam and a cheap headset microphone, you know. And here I'm sitting here with all this nice equipment. In my book, I consider it nice equipment.
Sleep, I appreciate that you reported
So
quickly, champion. You will ship out with the Third
I'm happy.
Fleet.
I'm happy with what I got. Yeah, I'd like to have something else. I'd like to have an iPad for a tablet.
When next we meet.
I would like to have, like I said, I'd like to have another SSD drive that I can put in my, upgrade my G7 from 128 to something bigger. I would love to have a Yamaha, what is it, something 10 mixer. It's about a $200 mixer board. Much quieter, much more reliable, much cooler stuff you can do with it. I need to get a backup mouse and a backup keyboard. I have other mice, but they're not what I would call usable. I have a Corsair Scimitar mouse, and it is the worst $80 mouse I ever bought. I was so disappointed in it. My other computer, I use an external mouse instead of the trackpad, and I'm using a $39 Dragon M601 or 901. I don't know, MMO multimedia mouse, MMO mouse. It's got 12 buttons on the side. That performs better than that Corsair. The Corsair was a piece of crap. I don't know. It's in my drawers here somewhere. I don't know. My internet connection, I got a 1 gig internet connection. Why did I log into that one? Jeez, I wasn't thinking. I had to upgrade to 1 gig because I needed upload speed. To stream, you need enough bandwidth to send what you're streaming from your computer up to this Twitch server or YouTube server. And I have Comcast, like 75% of everybody, and their upload streams are terrible.
Champions of the Alliance. The time has
So I had to I had 150 down and only 10 up. And there's no way in God's earth would 10 up be sufficient to stream in decent quality at any given time, along with playing games. Just wasn't going to happen. So I only had one choice, which is to go to Comcast gigabit service. And it almost doubled my cost for internet, but I got 40 megabits up, which is just fine. Just fine. I can live with it. I don't care about the 1 gigabit down. It was the 40 up that I wanted. I wish I had something better up for less. But beggars can't be choosers sometimes, I guess. So I live with that increased cost.
It's Shaw. Matthias Shaw.
Matthias Shaw. Well, on Amazing, I'll get both of them anyway. That one probably cost
Look to
more.
the ship. I appreciate that you reported in so quickly, champion.
This is nice that I can go through all these and not have to do them like the last time.
Captain Angelica when you were ready to embark.
I just yesterday. I just finished my last character. Going through the burning of the tree scenario. That was my Horde Shaman. Jigiz is his name. But yeah, this is going a whole lot faster than that did. This is actually turning out really nice. Really nice and quick. I thank Blizzard for cutting the whole damn thing out, so I don't have to go through it every time. I just have to log in, get to Stormwind, and do a couple of quests right next to each other. So anyway, if you've been watching on YouTube and you've seen my stream on Twitch, which do you like? Tomorrow, I am going to stream
Champions of the Alliance. The time has
a simulation game, whether it be Civilization 5, SimCity 3000, or City Skylines. I haven't decided yet, but I'm probably going to do it on YouTube again. Only because, I don't know, maybe I'll do it on both. I can stream on both. The problem is, when I do a restreaming to YouTube usually looks pretty poor live. So, I don't know. We'll. I'm still thinking about it. I haven't decided. One thing about playing strategy games and turn-based games, they aren't action-packed. And I know this isn't action-packed, but that's too bad. You know, one day of doing it, you know, a couple hours. We've only been going for an hour and a half, and I've got all but 4 characters done. So, that's pretty darn good. And most people who watch streamers, they usually just watch them in the background. They don't sit there and listen and watch everything they do.
Fight in the shadows.
If they did,
I appreciate that you reported in so quickly, champion.
It would be silly.
With the third fleet.
Because most streamers have nothing good to say, including myself. Some of us are really mediocre players, which I consider myself mediocre. I don't play at a top range. In fact, I'm not even in a guild right now. I will be in the coming weeks, but right now I'm not. And that's by choice. I tried to get into 3 different guilds in this expansion, and all 3 of them were a big letdown. So trying to find a guild is not easy unless you don't care. And I care. I care about what other people in the guild say and how they act. There's a big deal about that to me. I joined a guild that had a bunch of misogynist, racist jerks. Nothing more. And I just ain't going to take that kind of crap from anybody. It's just not needed. Not that I'm a social justice warrior. It's just, you know, how would you feel? How would you feel if it was you? You know, if the target of the so-called insults or joking around was you. You wouldn't feel too good, you know. If you were, and you weren't even there. If you weren't there, you know, you have to take it. You have no way of arguing back. It's just, it's not fair. It's not right. And I don't care what anybody says, but words do hurt. They do hurt. Coming from someone who takes it. I've taken a lot of it. I've taken a lot of crap in my life. I'm an old fart. I've had my ups and downs, and I've taken a lot of shit from people. And yeah, it does affect you. It really does affect you in many ways, short term and long term. So just think about that the next time that you want to spout off when you think it's funny.
Sure. I appreciate that you reported in so quickly, champion.
King's honor.
You will ship out with the 3rd Fleet.
Go with honor.
Speak to Captain Angelica when you are ready to embark.
Didn't mean to get preachy there. Didn't mean to get preachy, but just one of those things.
Will fall.
We got one more on this server, and then we got to do my shaman on my other server. And why am I looking like I'm sitting down like this? I don't know. Maybe it's my camera. Maybe it's me. I don't know. Should be sitting up looking like I give a shit. It's one thing about when you get older. And I'm not talking when you get to be 30 or 35. I'm talking about when you get to be 50, 55 or older. You start to really don't care at all what other people think. You don't. It just doesn't matter. It really doesn't. They can think and say whatever they want, and you can come back and say whatever you want, and it doesn't matter. And I have a mother who's 86 years old, and she's finally coming around to the realization that she doesn't care what anyone thinks of her. She doesn't care what people say.
Champions of the Alliance. The time has come.
It just doesn't matter. And she'll say and do what she pleases. And I'm sure not going to question her. First off, she's my mother. You hardly ever question your mother. You let her do what she wants because she's your mother. And I realize that she's 86. She's gone through everything. She's had her emotional ups and downs over the years. And after my father passed away back in 2005, I think it was, she didn't have to worry about anyone but herself, which was, I think, a little bit of an emotional shock for her. But she's pulled through like a rock. She is probably the best mother you could ever ask for. She's smart. She's compassionate. She's funny.
What needs done?
She's done so much for me. It's unbelievable.
Look to the ship. I appreciate that you reported in so quickly.
So,
champion. You will ship out with the 3rd Fleet.
Yeah, I can say that because I have to listen to what she said because she's done so much for me. But even if she hadn't, I still am glad that she's my mother. Plain and simple. Now, my brothers, on the other hand, I have 2 brothers. They're both older than me. Totally different people. Totally different from me. I don't think they could sit online and talk in front of a computer screen to sometimes nobody for hours on end, like I can. Let alone sit and play a computer game while you're doing it. I'm not really playing, I'm just going through some motions here. But I don't know if they could do it. I know my oldest brother wouldn't do it. He'd think it's stupid. And fine. He can think it's stupid. I'd tell him, well, you know, I'm playing the game anyway. Might as well be online. And if people want to watch me, good for them. Good for them. So, and my other brother,
Champions, the hour is at hand.
my other brother, I don't talk to anymore. And we won't go into that story, but yeah, we don't talk anymore. I gotta see. Oh, there's upgrades here tonight. Lots of them. As long as I'm here, I should do those upgrades. I really should. Really should. Because this toon needs them.
Look up and around you. The trees have eyes, champion. Blind them.
I don't have a target. Oh. So if anyone ever wants to challenge me in terms of the things I've done, the things I've seen, the way I play, you know, you could just blow it out your left ass, because I've done more playing and done more things than most people, especially the people watching. And it's not being arrogant, it's just the way things are. I suppose I should start focusing on these dang tree druids, or owls, since I need to get them. I don't need any more of these, do I? Yeah, I do. I need 2 more of these bears. Furbogs. Ooh, I should heal myself, huh? I didn't realize I was getting down. Okay, I've got all those.
I'm out of range.
Just need 3 more of these. There we go.
You were the right arrow for the shot, champion.
I want to know is how she can be here and be at Lordaeron getting her ass kicked at the same time. Hey, what do I know? Okay. Go to the fire pit. See, at least we're doing something different.
The Alliance seeks to use siege weaponry against us. How quaint. Show them what the Horde is capable of.
There we go. Is this the one I want to do? No, I don't want to do this one. I don't need to do this one. I need to do the other one. The one in the flame pit.
These elementals will serve as fuel for our demolishers. Kill them, as well as any Kaldori who get in your way.
Like that.
It's too far away.
Jeez, I should have looted all these. What an idiot. I didn't realize you had to loot them. There we go. Problem is finding these droids to kill.
I'm out of range.
Oh, one more pile of crap. What do I need? One more and one more. One more and two more.
I need targets first.
Okay, now I just need to get a night elf. There we go, there's one.
We advance as the fires continue to burn.
Okay, there's another upgrade for me. What's next here? This one, boots. Meat. Oh, okay, I've done this one before.
Orcs make fine soldiers, but each one eats as much as a dozen goblins. Our food stores need replenishment. Mind slaughtering a few beasts while you strike down the Kaldori?
It's too far away.
I bet get tired of these things doing absolutely nothing. Why are they killing druids too? Jesus Christ. This is getting to be old. How many more of those do I need? God, I need 6 of them. And all these people fighting for them. Ridiculous. It's ridiculous to do a quest like this. I don't mind questing against other people, but okay, I got the meat.
I'm out of range.
Okay. How am I doing? Okay, one more damn druid.
That should quell their appetites.
There.
For a while, at least.
Okay. I got all those upgrades. Went from 95 to 200. Okay, now we need to go back to Ogrimmar and do the quest, and then we'll be done. Then I'm going to take a quick break. We'll take a quick break. Oh, good old YouTube chat. Connects and disconnects. God. YouTube just doesn't seem to be stable sometimes for live. Unlike Twitch. Twitch is a lot more stable. At least that's my experience. I mean, I can stream on Twitch at 6,000 bits per second, and they won't blink an eye. Do it on YouTube, and the whole platform comes crashing down. See, look at this. It picks up all the crap. All the crap. Come on. Get me out of here. Oh. This is the most people I've seen on Warcraft and logged in a long time.
What would you ask of me?
Oh, I need one of these, don't I? Let's take the staff.
To die today on the field of battle is to die.
What will you require? Embrace the shadow.
Embrace the shadows. Oh, I got the onion burps from supper. Ugh, I had a sandwich with onions on it. And I'm tasting them now for the second time. If you've ever had that happen before. Boy. So yummy. Okay. So he's done. He's done. I don't know what else to do tonight. What else is there to do? Nothing really. What do you mean not collected? It's soulbound.
Be safe.
I've collected it.
What can I help you?
Okay. Let's see if somebody's calling me. Okay, so I'm going to take a quick break here, and I shall return, and we'll think of, in the meantime, I'll think of something to do. So I shall be right back. And I have returned. Whew. Mother Nature sometimes calls at the worst time. And then she takes her time, if you know what I mean. Anyway, I'm going to sign off tonight, right now, because there really isn't much else to do. I've done what I needed to do on my toons. We went through the scenarios for both the Horde and the Alliance. And until next week, World of Warcraft is pretty much nothing. Nothing for the next week. There's nothing to do. So tomorrow we're going to stream on Twitch. And we're going to play a strategy game. Don't know which one yet. Going to think about it tonight. But we're going to play a strategy game. We're not going to deal with World of Warcraft till next Tuesday. Unless something major happens. So until tomorrow night, 8 p.m. Central Daylight Time. That's -5 GMT. Figure it out from there, wherever you're located. And we'll be dealing with either a city builder, we'll be dealing with a country conquering game, or we'll be learning a new game. Or heck, we may even play Doki Doki Literature Club for all I know. I'll think about it. We'll see. Anyway, take care, everybody, and I will see you tomorrow night.